Nightly greetings, one and all. William Theo here, homegrown and happy to be bringing you events and developments all over the planet of late. And we kick off tonight's news alerts with the trial of pro-democracy media tycoon Jimmy Lai in Hong Kong has begun. And both U.S. and UK governments are pushing back and calling for the release of one of democracy's strongest advocates in Hong Kong, who's been detained for close to 3.5 years for his collusion and national security cases. His two primary news outlets, then Apple Daily newspaper and digital-only Next magazine, were hugely popular in Hong Kong, especially when the massive rallies for democracy took place in June 2019 to nearly the end of 2020. Lai, a British citizen and UK passport holder, made his first million in the fashion retail industry before plunging into the news and media business. He is under trial without a jury on charges of foreign collusion and has been tagged by the Chinese Communist Party as America's anti-Chinese errand boy. And in politics, opposite poles or unlike forces usually do not attract. Hence, the authoritarian form of government of China, Russia, and North Korea and their foreign policies have not sat well nor generated interest nor fascination among the nations of the free world. Little wonder North Korea's latest ballistic missile test immediately drew the ire and condemnation from Japan, South Korea, the United States, and the Philippine government, among others, while Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and North Korean Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs Pak Myung-ho assured each other of firm support and trust in their existing ties in their latest greet and meet. Earlier today, North Korea extended the record number of its weapons tests this year with the launch of an ICBM-class missile that has a potential range of reaching the United States mainland. It was a year ago over the weekend when a deadly landslide swept through and buried 2.5 dozen campers and others to their death. Still, there is no closure for many of the families and friends of the victims who still are not satisfied with all they know thus far, as VOA's Dave Grunenbaum reports.
On the anniversary of a deadly disaster, victims' families and survivors return to the site to light candles and show traditional respects to their lost loved ones. Last year, on December 16th, an early morning landslide swept over an organic farming campsite in Batang Kali, Malaysia, killing 31 people. This photograph was taken just hours before Chin Soo King and her 5-year-old son Daniel were killed. Vincent Korwei Fang pays tribute to his wife and son in their home.
Back then, it was hard for me to let go because I felt like I did not have the chance to finish our conversations and say goodbye to them.
Brian Teng's tent was about 5 feet from the path of the landslide. Teng says he's formed a connection with the families.
We find we have even though a bond together because we are, after the incidents, we want to help each other to come up from the sadness.
Victims' families and survivors say they're on a quest to find the underlying reasons behind this tragedy. The government released a report in October that says the landslide was triggered by slope failure after heavy rainfall. But the report does not explain why a farming campsite were able to operate in what experts call a risky area. The report also does not address an environmental impact assessment approved in 2013 by the Department of Environment that said the area where the farming campsite were located was not to be developed.
Then why there is a setting, a campsite or an organic farm there and nobody stopped them?
When I read the reports, I wasn't satisfied. It was too simple. The report merely claimed the rainy December weather as the cause of the landslide. The fact that land restricted for development was somehow developed for business was due to negligence.
VOA has been repeatedly sending messages with questions to several government offices, but has not received any answers. Victims' families and survivors have hired an attorney to investigate and prepare for potential lawsuits.
到最后，我们要得到的是一个公平。
Our final goal is justice. Those who are responsible should face justice.
负责的，应该负责的人站出来负责。
This will be the second consecutive year that Kor won't be with his wife and son on Christmas. But he says his love for them inspires him to keep pushing for answers. Dave Grunebaum, VOA News, Klang, Malaysia.
And that is a wrap for tonight. We look forward to bringing you the latest breakers internationally, same time, same place tomorrow night. And keep in mind to always work hard, dream big, give thanks, turn that frown upside down while you catch the news right here. William Theo wishing you all a restful evening ahead.